Hi, welcome to episode 4, The Shame No One Talks About, Leadership Beyond the Corporate Ladder. I hope you've thoroughly enjoyed 3 episodes. This episode is so intentional on really addressing what is beyond the corporate ladder. Let's talk about it. You did everything right. You've climbed the ladder, built a career, earned the title. So why does it still feel like something is missing? What is that deepest desire as you wake up? Think about it. You wake up, you put on your leadership mask, you step into the world as the person everyone expects you to be. The powerhouse, the visionary, the one who always has it together from the outside. The deeper question, my friend, is what happens when you're alone? Maybe it's between your meetings. Maybe it's in the boardroom. Maybe it's in the washroom. Maybe when you're driving back home. What exactly are your thoughts and feelings? What happens? Because always we focus is the action part of it, right? It just feels like we're performing every single day in and out. And that's why those results. But let's focus on the question that keeps lingering. Who am I outside of this role? I've spent years and years perfecting this. If I step away, will I lose everything? No one talks about this. And let's address that silent shame of success, because this is one of the pillars that I walk you through, the framework that I've built, which is the Leadership Liberation Framework. And it's very important because I'm also inviting you at the end. So stay tuned. There's an exciting invitation that's coming forth. And I'm laying it all out for you today. I'm laying the foundation. I'm talking about the 3-part accelerator liberation framework, which is literally helping you find that next bold move, right? Whether it's leading with a vision, whether it is maybe in another company where your authority is not questioned. It's undeniable, where the confidence and convictions are so strong. And it's anchored in your deeper values. Let's talk about the feeling of standing at the top of the ladder and realizing you built something that doesn't even feel like you anymore. And I see you because I've been there. I know what it feels like to carry success and like a weight instead of a freedom. Instead of like sharing your insights and your wisdom, and you feel like a lighthouse, to question if what you've built is even sustainable, to wonder if you have lost yourself in the process. You don't talk about it because how do you explain the aftermath of it, right? The after everything you've achieved, the real question is, why am I still stuck? This is where most of my clients, leaders, in my community, and in fact, this is where I also stay trapped. You either stay keeping up appearances, feeling like an imposter in your own success, or you finally admit, today is the day I need to make a decision. It's all one decision away, my friend, and it needs to start from you. It literally is that decision that needs to come from within you. And that little voice in you, you know this. You have lived in this body. You know your mind and body and spirit is craving for something so greater that all of this pain and suffering that you currently feel. And you know deep inside something needs to be changed. And this is much, much, much deeper than just the mindset stuff, And if you're still here listening to this, I already know which path you're meant to take. So this episode is for you because we're covering so much more. So let's talk about the real cost of an inconsistent environment. How often? Because let's be honest. The environment that you're in matters because there is this projection of frequency that takes place. And as an individual, we have voices, we have things that we listen and observe and kind of grasp that, and we sometimes have these open auras where it just feels like these little antennas, if you will, where we are just open and we are meant to respond to things that we see, we feel around us. So it's very important to understand then what happens in an inconsistent environment that you probably are breathing for years. So in this episode, you did not get here by accident. And here's why, right? Because this is meant to be that voice in your growth, in your success, and for you to take ownership. So let's talk about it. You become the one who takes the brunt of it all. You've learned to keep the peace, to adapt, to absorb the chaos. So maybe others didn't have to, your family didn't have to. You know what I mean? If you're a primary breadwinner, you get it. You learn to overachieve. Maybe you've been raised in a very competitive environment, or, I was, this is me. And anything and everything I thought was good enough. So just had that mentality of being a hyperachiever, an ambitious person, very determined, on to the next thing, go, go, go. But I realized I'm living in this builder world who are 70% of the population. I'm not supposed to be operating that way. Clearly, we need help. So it's not because I wanted success, but it's because I needed to prove something that I was enough. Think about it for yourself. Maybe you become hyper aware of every shift in energy, every moment of tension, because in your world, safety was never guaranteed. So it just feels like you're on this edge, you know what I mean, all the time. And now as a leader, that pattern still runs deep. Sometimes some feedback coming from your loved ones feels like a threat. Your nervous system has been wired to believe that when someone critiques you, your beliefs, challenges your wisdom, it just feels honestly like they're questioning your worth. And what happens automatically is you deeply question if you're credible enough, even though, there is success, there is track records that you can prove otherwise. And deep down, this terrifying feeling, deeper feeling of failing yourself, because after all the success, you don't know. Who are you without it? What does that leap look like? How do I find my voice again? How can I be confident again? What does that vision look like? How can I step into this uncertainty where I may not get, biweekly paychecks? What would that look like, right? If you're leading with a bold vision. Now, let me ask you something. If success feels like a burden, is it really success? If there is decades of questioning your authority, not being seen and heard, is that really success? If you have to keep proving yourself to feel worthy, when does it all end, my friend? If you had permission to lead on your own terms, what would that look like? Have you asked this deeper question? Because let's be honest, I'm going to say this. The discomfort you're feeling isn't failure. It is a signpost that you're ready for more. Your leadership deserves more and better opportunities and, a uniqueness of you shining through you where your convictions are so strong and anchored in your beliefs and values. And you feel so good to show up every single day. This is what I'm talking to you about. And this is where, I combine my 3-part framework, which is called as the Leadership Liberation Framework. And I bring the practicality of it to help you with this recalibration of your trajectory, honestly, to reposition yourself with opportunities that feels an alignment of who you are. So what you'll experience in this episode and an invitation that I am offering to you today is we talk about that hidden cost of visibility. We talk about the silent shame of success. We talk about breaking free from the corporate identity trap. This episode will literally shake you awakened. And once you're aware, you just know it. You cannot you cannot just not know it anymore and not be aware of it anymore because it will challenge you. Honestly, this is such a discomfort that leaders battle between mind and body and spirit, right? And if you let it continue, think about it. Are you tapping into the real freedom that you're seeking? Or is that challenge after challenge after challenge? You're giving yourself the permission to literally, go against you, your design, your authenticity, your essence. So I'm going to talk a little bit about myself today. I didn't have it all figured out, but I kept going. For years, I felt like I was carrying the weight of feeling like I wasn't enough because, again, it was a very competitive, sometimes kind of toxic environment, to be very honest, because not everybody is supportive of you. It's this mindset of I need to get it right, and it's all about this competition versus the growth of the collective or being unique and not being afraid of showcasing who you are. And so the ego part of you will be really loud at this point because, of course, it's a safety mechanism and it's this facade that we are conditioned socially, economically, culturally with our backgrounds, as well as what, the people, the environment that we are stepping into every single day that is now so familiar right? And it's all about fighting to be seen and heard, fighting to prove your voice, fighting to prove your point. Your worthiness and identity and confidence there, my friend, it's not as authentic anymore. So that authentic self-expression was shut down for a very long time. And the emotional attachment that I had was either being clingy to the outcome and emotionally distancing myself from who I truly wanted to become. So I had to literally sit and understand what are some of the deepest, the deepest feelings of shame that I feel on the daily. And when I finally had the courage to step into my next level of leadership, living behind that corporate identity, I felt something in me that wants to shine through, that was shut down for the longest time. And I felt like my voice mattered, my beliefs mattered, my vision mattered. And it was far, way more powerful than the fears, the insecurities, the attachments that did not serve me. And all of the challenges and the trauma related to that emotional fears that I had to heal through. The deep shame that I was walking away from everything I'd built. Shame that I was stepping into the unknown with no guarantee of success. That was the biggest one. Shame that I felt lost after spending years being so proud of my path because I've lived in multiple countries. I've worked through with an engineering background, but then I've worked through different industries, with not just my engineering background, but it's more so leveraging even sales, marketing, finance. I mean, God was prepping me clearly for something so big. I know I had leadership skills from a very young age. And even in Dubai, it was like multi-million-dollar portfolios to be managed in a week. And I was moved across departments. And that showed, like even coming here to Canada, 9 years ago, starting from ground up again, and then working my way through becoming a financial manager. I just knew deep inside, everything leaves that breadcrumbs, you see. I knew that I love when I get this chance to kind of teach, be that guide, but I just knew it was not just finance mindset anymore. It was more than that. It was more so helping women empowered, being empowered in their own right, in their own vision, and leading boldly. Because also, with all the background shift that is happening, we are entering into this new era of individualism where it's not external validation anymore. It's not like, oh, let me find that guru who's going to give me the answer. No, it's about taking self-responsibility and really owning that vision that you've dreamed for so long and seeking help and support and community where you are continuously investing in yourself. The environment feels right. It's supportive of your growth. It provides you tools. It provides you frameworks. It literally provides you with emotional mastery, stress response, identity, and confidence. And then now tied with practicality of your genetics, of your gene keys, that where the potential lies, my friend. Do you see the shift? This is what I'm talking to you about. So today, the shame that you're feeling, it's not about a signal to turn back. It's an invitation to go deeper. The fear isn't a sign of failure. It is the sign that I need my attention to break free, to have a breakthrough and not continuously to have a breakdown. That identity crisis, it wasn't an ending. It was the beginning of my true leadership. Now, if you're feeling this deeply right now, and you're on the edge of something powerful, then let's talk about the reflect piece. Because the shame that you're hiding and you're clingy onto, it needs to be an awareness for you to step into leadership. I don't want it to feel as this is suffocating. I need you to feel like, how can I take that decision today that makes me feel right? That is scary, of course. I need help, but at the same time, it just feels authentic. It feels me. It feels like it's my beliefs. It feels like my values are being not questioned. So you don't have to keep an image because you're afraid of what happens next if you let go, or choosing security over truth because the unknown feels too risky. You have to address the moment of truth, my friend. Are you leading from alignment or are you leading from fear? So it's time to move. It's time for you to lock arms with leaders. I will be posting the community that is so inviting. All the leaders there will talk about their courage, their strength. I post my episodes there, private podcast episodes, just for kind of community where you can tune in. I talk about some important fears and give you tools. So go to the show notes right now, join the Facebook group. That's your first step. Next, I will be talking about an invitation. If this has landed, if you know right now you need a reset, I have an invitation for you, my friend. I'm so excited to invite you into the 5-day Leadership Reset Challenge. And this is to literally help you recalibrate that energy, the confidence, the conviction, the authenticity, so that you can step into your next leadership move boldly. It's time. It's time to move. It's time to join the community, lock arms. It's time to get that reset for yourself. The link to the 5-day Leadership Reset Challenge is also on the show notes. I would say go run and put that in your calendar today. There's easy links for you to go, and add it in your calendar so you can show up, you can participate. There's workbooks, there's ebooks, there's so much that we're going to give, and it's all for free, right? Because remember, this is for you when you know that you need more. You know it's not done. You know that you need a reset. You know you need that courage, that strength. You need tools to address your fear and self-doubt and chaos and confusion that you breathe into the daily. Because you know you're a visionary and you know you cannot be operating from those limiting beliefs or outdated paradigms. And you just know you need full alignment. And this is exactly your space, a space where we cut through the noise and claim your next bold move, your leadership in your own terms. And this is exactly where bold thought leadership meets action. And I want you to sign up. I want to, I really, 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 this is my bigger vision and mission to help you feel empowered in your own rights, in your own decisions, in your own vision. So do not wait. I will see you there and it's going to be so good. Okay. Again, the link to the 5-day Leadership Reset will be in the show notes. Join the Facebook group and you will be surprised as to how many more goodies that I will be sharing with you, from downloading your personalized leadership report and as well as, really listening to the private podcast that I have for you. So first step, go join the Leadership Reset, add the event to your calendar, join the community, and I will be in touch with you. All right. See you in the next episode. Bye now.
So, are you ready to break free from the weight of misalignment and step into the bold, authentic leader you're meant to be? Join me on this journey. Subscribe to the Leadership Liberation Podcast and let's reflect, transform, and lead boldly together.